Hi, good morning, and welcome to the Thescottshow Wake Up Call live and here at 7 in the morning, not at 8. 8 is only for the other 6 days of the week, but this is Saturday, so we're having a good time and starting the party early. Alright, so I want to welcome you all again to the Thescottshow Wake Up Call. Thanks for waking up early with us. If you guys are listening to this later in the day, hey, happy day to you, whatever day it is. So we are making things happen. So we start out with our thumbs up and our thumbs down as always. Our first thumbs up today is for the Olympics and the opening of the 2018 Winter Olympic Games in South Korea. And the first events. So I did hear Sweden won the first gold medals of the Olympics. Now, the United States will probably win more, as we do. We normally win the medal count. But Sweden won the first one. So if you guys wondered what happened, there you go. I'll let you guys in a little trade secret ahead of time. It's Saturday over there. So that's how they start. But the opening was beautiful as always. The white tiger thing was the coolest thing I could possibly see. Just really awesome stuff. Big time thumbs up to the people who put that all together. And that's why we're giving them a thumbs up today. So there you go. Now, I know that we have a lot of listeners, and I love our listeners all across the world, and in the United States, and in the southern parts of Minnesota. But the first thumbs down today has to be a little local here. Thumbs down to our Congressman Rick Nolan. A wonderful man, and I think the world of Rick. He yesterday announced that he was not going to run for re-election. I was going to say resigning, but he's not resigning. That he's not running for re-election. Of course, the caucus has already started. He already hired a campaign manager, and yesterday he announced that he's not running for re-election. Now, while I understand why, and I understand that there's family issues and whatever else there is, thoughts and prayers go out to his family and Mary, who's his wonderful, blushing bride. But, I just like the guy, and I don't like the way that politics is here in the, in the country altogether. So this guy was one of those good guys that you could just get excited about, and it'll be interesting to see what happens later down the line. Who takes over for him? I know that Joe Radinovich has looked at it. Don Ness said no, former mayor of Duluth, and there's been a few others that have said no as well, but I'm sure that a lot of people get in the race. Leah Pfeffer is already in the race. And it will be a very weird endorsement. So look forward to hearing a lot more about that. Alright, thumbs up to the show Schitt's Creek. I talk about it quite a bit here. Probably more than any other show until Orange is the New Black comes out again. But Schitt's Creek is on Pop TV. It's also on the Canadian Broadcasting Network. I love this show so much. Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, Dan Levy, and Annie Murphy. And these characters are just so awesome. So check that out. Schitt's Creek. Wherever you can find it. It is on Netflix. It's amazing. I just saw something, which is the reason it got a thumbs up, promoting the show, and I'm like, oh man, need to talk about it on my show. Thumbs down to the cold. Of course, you guys know that I'm doing this show early, so I can go running. I'm going to go running, even though it's freaking cold outside. And a little inside track here. When we start our races, our runs every Saturday morning, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. There's a little part of the sidewalk that is super duper slippery, And I always act like Bambi when I'm on it. It's just a mess. So, yeah, there's that. So, thumbs down to the cold. There you go. Thumbs up to college women's hockey. So UMD has a team, Wisconsin has a team. They played last night. I do not know who won because I went to bed way ahead of time. But I do got to give it up to women's college hockey and hockey in general. I mean, there's a lot of our UMD players that are playing over in South Korea. A lot of Canadians played for UMD. University of Minnesota Duluth, not the University of Maryland, or not the University of North Dakota. I didn't say UND. So those effing Hawks. There's a great story about that. I actually went to a North Dakota game as they played against UMD, and I believe it was a women's game actually. And they had changed their name from the Fighting Sioux to the Fighting Hawks, and instead of putting just Hawks on there or whatever, they thought it was funny to put the effing Hawks on there. So that is their name. Forever and always, it is the North Dakota effing Hawks. So, a little side note, but I thought it was funny. And now I don't even think they have a women's team. Oh, darn. Alright, and then our last thumbs down today goes to the Texas Wildlife Refuge that will be in a little bit of trouble if the border wall commences. And I got this from our wonderful listener Tiffany in New Zealand. So shout out to Tiffany in New Zealand. And she's on my shout out list, so I did it early. The border wall has become a little little note of contention between Democrats and Republicans. I think it will only get worse as we go into the midterm elections. I think that if Donald Trump is going to stay president for the next now 3 years, 2 after the midterms, he's going to have an uphill battle to get anything done. I think that we have a blue wave coming up here, and the Texas Wildlife Refuge, if they can hold on until the midterms, I don't think they're in trouble with the border wall. I think there'll be a lot of gridlock, but that's nothing that we're not used to. And there'll be a lot of politics being played. Let's hope it's good for our country. And, hey, the man wrote the book, The Art of the Deal, and that's Donald Trump. Let's hope that he can make one that is successful for all people involved. So, including taking care of the Texas Wildlife Refuge. Alright, so we go to checkiday.com. That's our wonderful site that we go to every single morning to find out what day it is today. It is Pim's Day. It is National Flannel Day. It's National Cream Cheese Brownie Day. Dear Lord. It's Teddy Day. And it is Umbrella Day. Now I'm going to find out if Teddy Day means teddy bear or the piece of clothing worn. That means that I have to go out to checkiday.com. And it is Teddy Bear Day. So I had to check that out. So if you guys are anywhere near Build-A-Bear Workshop, visit them, say, hey, it's Teddy Bear Day today. Give me some money off of the incredible expense at Build-A-Bear Workshop. I just had to. It's expensive. I actually never bought anything from Build-A-Bear. Well, I take that back. I think I did. I don't remember. Okay. So shout-outs today, of course, we already made our shout-out to Tiffany from New Zealand. Hamilton, New Zealand. Wonderful place. Brittany gets a shout-out today, and Luke gets a shout-out today. Becca gets a shout-out today. My good buddy Alex gets a shout-out today. And thanks for the music, Alex. By the way, just want to send out that little note. I'm not a fan of a lot of newer music. Just heads up to everybody. But Alex showed me a few great songs. Great guy. Bob gets a shout out today. Wonderful guy. Trixie, another one of our wonderful listeners, gets a shout out today. Shout out to one of the funniest guys I know, Dan, and his better half, Ellen, and he will appreciate the fact I said better half. Also, shout out to Gary and Pumpkin in California, and shout out to Julie and to Jill, my wonderful cousins. I can't wait to see them, especially Jill. I am going to make an effort when I am in Denver to get out there. So it's going to be awesome. Denver is coming up April 29th. The Colorado Rockies are working together to end homelessness. It's going to be a great run. It is a 5K. April is busy for runs. The only one I'm not doing is the beginning of the month, which is one in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and also one in Minneapolis. Not running either one of them. Instead, I'm going to go run 14 miles with my running group. Cheers on that. Alright, and then the next week, I'm going to go run a 15K in Minneapolis. Alright, so quick mentions today. This week, no football is on TV. If you want to get any insight on that, what football is going to be like next year or in 2020, you guys can check out hashtag XFL 2020 or at XFL 2020, and that's Vince McMahon's new league he's starting. Big time thumbs up for that. TCW Fantasy Wrestling tomorrow. We always seem to talk about it because it always seems to be a day that it is and a day that it isn't. But we are also making our way to TCW Lord of the Ladders, which is next weekend, the 18th. Don't forget your Valentine on Wednesday, the 14th. Valentine's Day. That's awesome. Lots of college hockey going on. Playoffs will be coming soon. That means time for Scott, the Scott Show, to unload brackology one more time. So we got college hockey brackology coming up for both the women and the men. Check that out quite soon. State pick today is Washington, and before we go, we got two questions via our audience on Twitter. One of the questions was, how old am I? I am 37. I was born on 1980, but late 1980, December 24th. So there you go. That's how old I am, 37. And what is my favorite ice cream? And that is peppermint bonbon. I love peppermint ice cream. I like the candy cane crushed little ice cream things. And also butterbrickle. I kind of like crap in my ice cream. Butterbrickle is like my total favorite of all time, but you can't find it anymore. So the candy cane crush ice cream, that was really awesome. And peppermint bonbon or mint chocolate chip, however you want to say it. When Ricky Martin was a big deal, I called it peppermint shake your bonbon ice cream. That's my favorite. So those are questions from Twitter. Send in your questions on Twitter. They get answered here on the Scott Show Wake Up Call. We do this show every single morning, folks. We do it for enlightening the crowd, but also we do it for the 10-25-50 Homeless Project. We are working to end homelessness all across this great country of ours. So please help us out and support. By listening to the show, you do that. We get a little bit of revenue kicked back to us, but also we have our website 102550.net. Check it out. Also, the Thescottshow.com is live and up and ready to rock and roll. Check that out too. We got lots of updates coming up. Really pumped up about what we got coming up for you guys, the listeners, and the wonderful people here on the Thescottshow.com and 102550.net. Thank you guys so very much. We will catch you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, Saturday morning or Sunday morning wake up call. And it's going to be 8 o'clock because my dogs are going to be tired. And you guys have a great day. We'll catch you here real soon on the Thescottshow.com.